welcome back. Our next candidate is one of a few who stand out because they've never held elected office. But Carly Fiorina says her business experience, including running Hewlett-Packard, gives her an excellent education for the White House. And did you know she's also on a diet? Not because she needs to lose weight, but rather to motivate someone else.
Hi, I'm Carly.
I'm Joan.
What is that?
It didn't take her long to notice the breakfast on the table at the airport diner, considering in her family, many of the traditions center around food.
I like to cook. I like to have big dinners, big breakfasts, and I love having dinner parties. Whether that means pizza in the kitchen or by the pool, or whether that means, you know, a fun big dinner party where I pull out my mother's china. That's what we like to do. We like to gather and eat. Now, maybe that's pretty typical for Italians. I don't know, but...
Lately, though, Carly Fiorina says life has been a bit different when it comes to choosing the food that both she and her husband eat.
My husband is a diabetic, and so about 2 months ago, he decided, maybe it's 3 now, but about 2 months ago, he decides, much to my great delight, that he is swearing off sugar, which was really hard for him because he loves sweets. And so in solidarity to keep him going, I said I would too. And because I knew competition with me would be more effective than my nagging. So anyway, he stuck to it and I've stuck to it, but it means I can't have a Belgian.
But she doesn't let that get her down on the long campaign trail that can affect every candidate now and then. Instead, the former CEO of Hewlett-Packard says she thrives on the interaction.
The most fun is talking to voters. I mean, it really is. And I mean, this is fun.
Although, understandably, she does need time to herself.
I have to spend time in the morning being quiet and contemplative, and I have to end the day the same way. It's a noisy, long day. So, and my husband and I, you know, we enjoy our conversations early in the morning. So if I'm with him, then we have our conversation, and if I'm not, then I call him up.
Her husband, who she met while working at AT&T.
I kept thinking, wow, in this vast company called AT&T, there must be something that will solve this problem. And I just kept asking people. And eventually somebody said, you need to go see this guy, Frank Fiorina, because he's a technical expert and he works at Bell Labs and he's working on some interesting new technology and maybe he can help solve your customer's problem. So I went to go see him. And I mean, he was really cute, I have to say, but I was more focused on the fact at that time that he took me seriously. And we actually did solve the customer's problem, and the rest is history.
And that history includes a marriage proposal that she says may be unconventional, but certainly perfect.
He had 2 little girls, Tracy and Lori, and Lori had helped him pick out the engagement ring, the wedding set. And he had planned, I learned all this after the fact, but he had planned something a little bit more traditionally romantic. But she was so excited about this that we were sitting in the car in his mother's driveway, my future mother-in-law, and Lori was in the back seat. And we sort of pull up in the driveway. We're there for Easter holiday. And she's bouncing up and down in the back seat with great excitement. And I said, Lori, what is wrong with you? And she said, Daddy, Daddy, aren't you going to ask? So then the cat was cut out of the bag.
While that was a special memory and joyous time, her experiences have not always been filled with happiness. Fiorina talked about the pain she and her family endured while she was running for Senate in California.
I had just finished a long battle with cancer, a hard battle, and actually was not well, although I didn't realize it at the time. I'm 100%, but I hadn't fully recovered and ended up in the hospital 2 weeks before the election. Interesting. So I also looked very different. I started out bald, literally. We had recently buried Lori. She struggled with addictions, as so many people here in New Hampshire and throughout the country do. So, so I was in a different place, physically and emotionally.
And she says those experiences gave her perspective about what life is really about.
Life isn't measured in time. You know, we all have as much time as we have. That's not how life is measured, and it's not measured in wealth or possession. I think life is measured in love, in moments of grace, which I pray for every day, and in positive contribution.
A challenge to maybe one day run for president, although when she was young, she never dreamed of it.
Several little girls have come up to me and said, you know, I wanted to be the first female president, but it's okay if you go first. And I think to myself, wow, that's really impressive. I mean, I certainly didn't have ambition like that at that age. Actually, I loved being a kid. I remember very explicitly knowing that being a kid was really great, and I should savor it. I didn't want to grow up. I had kind of a Peter Pan complex.
She grew up, of course, but as Carly.
My older sister was named after one grandmother, and her name was Clara Hall. I was named after my other grandmother on my dad's side, Cara Carlton. My mother decided that Clara and Cara rhymed too much. So I was going to go by Carlton because my sister couldn't go by Hall. So I became Carlton, which is an old name in our family, but all men. And then it got awkward at a certain point. You know, I would get sent in for physicals with the boys. I got a draft notice. Oh my goodness. Literally. And so my mother had always called me Carly as a nickname. When she was mad at me, she would call me Carlton. When she wasn't mad at me, it was Carly. Carly, that's how she called me. So I kind of just went over to Carly.
And has never turned back, keeping one very important message in mind.
My mother said to me one morning, what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. And it was sort of a promise. You have God-given gifts, and it was also a challenge.